Hi everyone. We are coming to a new month very soon, the month of Adar. So first of all, we got to wish each other a month of Simcha coming in with great joy, and God should give us many, many good reasons to have a lot of Simcha in the upcoming month that we have. As this Shabbos of Mishpatim, we are blessing the upcoming month, the month of Adar, Mishanichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha. So let's just share one point regarding this upcoming Parsha. Something short and something that we can learn from. And in this week's Parsha begins, Eila Mishpatim Asher Tasim Lifnayem. Literally what it means, Eila Mishpatim, those are the ordains that he should put in front of them. Put in front of them, as Rashi tells us, that God tells Moshe Rabbeinu, the ordains that he teach the Jews, he should put in front of them like a table set with food they should be able to eat right away. In other words, they should be able to understand what you are teaching them. That's the simple explanation of that first pasuk that we're learning in this week's Parsha. The Zohar says something very interesting. And the Zohar translates the word Eila Mishpatim Asher Tasim Lifnayem. He says this is the order of the reincarnations that will be. It takes the idea of the Mishpatim, the ordains, that you put in front of them. He says that means the reincarnations. How does this relate? What does it mean? We know Zohar is a Kabbalah book, but still, we gotta understand. And it's a story about it. And the story is about the great Maggid of Mizrich, being a disciple of the Baal Shem Tov, one of his great students, and then became the leader himself of the Hasidus movement after the passing of the Baal Shem Tov. He once asked the Baal Shem Tov this question, and he says, Rebbe, what does the Zohar mean in this week's Parsha? When it says, Eila Mishpatim, this is the ordains, what does the Zohar say? What does it mean? This is the reincarnations. What does the reincarnation have to do with ordains? So the Baal Shem Tov answers him when he tells him, you'll find out. You'll find out the answer. As the Baal Shem Tov didn't necessarily give answer right away, he gave him a way to understand. And the story goes on that the Maggid of Mizrich was once sitting on a bench, like a park bench, next to a lake, or next to a river, whatever was there, I don't know the details. And he's relaxing, or thinking, or learning, whatever he was doing as a great holy man. Even when he was a student of the Baal Shem Tov, he was a great holy man then. And as he's sitting, he sees this fellow, looks like a wealthy fellow. He comes down to this lake and gets undressed and he goes swimming. You know, very usual, casual thing. When he comes out of the lake, he gets dressed and he goes on in his way. But by mistake, his wallet falls out of his pocket. And then suddenly the Maggid realizes the wallet fell out of his pocket. But immediately there's another fellow coming there to swim to. And this fellow doesn't look like a rich fellow, very simple fellow. And he goes there, same thing, gets undressed and goes swimming. When he comes out, he gets dressed and he sees the wallet. He sees the wallet, so wow, that's lots of money there. Well, there's a lot of cash of this wealthy fellow, self-understood. He takes the wallet, puts it in his pocket. He made a lot of money. When he walks away. And all this, the Maggid is observing from far, watching what's going on. He comes, he goes, he takes his money. And as he's sitting and watching, he sees a rabbi coming in. When this rabbi is coming there in front of the lake, he's just resting. And as he's sitting and resting, he sees this wealthy man coming back. He's looking for his wallet that he lost. And he goes to the rabbi, he says, I was just here and I was bathing in that lake And when I got dressed, I lost my wallet. Did you see it? He says, no, I didn't. He starts looking around, it's not there. He tells the rabbi, listen, Rabbi, I was just there. Nobody else was here. You came. You must have taken the wallet. He says, sorry, sir, I did not. He says, no, you're a rabbi, but you're a cheater, you're a liar. And he starts rebuking him because I guess there was a lot of money in the wallet. And then he unfortunately uses his hands and his fist, and he gives him a bit of a beating. But the rabbi says, but I don't have it. He says, no, you're lying, and he keeps on beating on him. But you can beat a person up, but you're not going to get your money. So finally, he lets his anger go, and he finishes beating him. This wealthy man, kapara, he leaves and he goes away. This whole episode, the Maggid is watching. Finally, later, he goes back to the Baal Shem Tov. And then we go back to Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov tells him, no, did you see anything strange today? So he tells him the story he just saw with the wealthy fellow, that he lost his wallet, and the poor fellow, he took the wallet, and then the rabbi, poor rabbi in the middle, he came and he thought he took the wallet, and he gave him a beating. Strange story. But I saw it, he says. The Baal Shem Tov said, I will explain you what was going on over here, and this will be the answer to your question. These three people that you saw, the rich fellow, the poor fellow, and the rabbi, they all were reincarnated. They were all here before. The rich fellow and the poor fellow, they were doing business together. But what happened was, the rich fellow that you saw, he took money away from him. He was finagling, as we call it by us. They went to the rabbi because the other fellow said, listen, he took my money away, it's not fair. They went to the rabbi as to get a verdict, who is right and who is wrong. And the rabbi said that rich fellow of what you saw, he's right, and he doesn't have to give the money back. Later on, all three of them passed on when they came up to the heavens. When they came up to the heavens and came to the court of heaven, that this fellow came to the court of heaven and says, look, this rabbi, he made the ruling that he doesn't have to give me the money. It's not fair. Now we're in the place of truth. It's called Olam Haemet, the world of truth. He made the wrong verdict, and I lost money because of that. And the rich money made money. Court of Heaven says, all of you go back down. And that they were reincarnated. And this is what you saw. The rich fellow lost his wallet because that money had to be returned back to his old partner. When that was the poor guy, that was a partner, and he found the money, he had to pay him back. And the rabbi had to get a beating because this was his tshuva for doing a wrong verdict. And in order all three souls to come back up pure, they had to go through all that. The rich guy had to give the money back to the poor guy. Then they weren't rich and poor, they were just partners. But this is the way it was now. He gave him back his money, and the rabbi had to get a beating from the rich guy in order that he should rectify his transgression for doing the wrong verdict. So he says, now you understand what the Zohar says? When you look ordains, when you look at judgments, the judgment the Zohar says is all the idea of reincarnations. We don't understand why is he judged this way, why is he judged that way. Why does he have to lose his wallet, why does he have to find his wallet? It looks like sometimes judgments of God and it doesn't make sense. God is judging, making this guy lose all his money, making that guy take his money, making the third guy to get a beating. It looks like the judgments don't make sense. Why would a rabbi need to get in the middle and get beaten up? Why is the rich guy losing money? Or why does the poor guy still find the money of the rich guy? Says the Zohar, what you see the judgment going on from God in this world, it's because of reincarnation. All judgments are right. If you don't understand it, it's because you don't know that is a price to pay from the lifetime before. Now, he says to the Talmud, he says to the Magid, learn the Zohar. This is what the Zohar says. Eila Mishpatim, this is the ordains. He says, this is the ordains that you see. This is all the reincarnations. And based on that, you'll understand that. Even if you don't understand the judgments of God, this is all right. Nice thought. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you like it. But the main thing is, Avis Afallah, good Shabbos. A Freilach, Mantavadar.